everyone, and welcome to The Concerned Mother, The Stewards of Note, and the new Beast Tribe quests. I'm intrigued for these, because it's the first gathering ones, and as you can see, I have a miner leveled up, which I've literally never really touched gathering before, but similar to when they introduced the Mughals, like, well, I've got to try it. The woman before you looks off into the distance with visibly fretful expression. Oh, hello there. You're the sweet young man staying with Master Matoya, are you not? I've been meaning to thank you for looking after my boy that one time. His name's Valan. You remember him, don't you? He's always running around with his friend Quinfoot. No, the one who so much enjoys hearing the sound of his own voice. Why, just moments ago, he rushed in here, then dashed off, shouting about how he'd made a discovery of staggering import over in Fano. Valan, bless his heart, went running after him. I know these parts aren't as dangerous as they once were, and Quinfoot apparently has made some friends among the V's, but still I can't help but worry. Would you be so kind as to follow after them, and make sure Valan doesn't get into anything over his head? You can tell him his mother sent you. Gando! Wait a minute. Quick out teleport. I miss out on a couple of lahis, but you know. How many times must I tell you, Valan? When the will of the woods summons me, I must heed its call. For the last time, Quinfoot, would it kill you to actually explain yourself before you go dashing around the forest like a madman? What nonsense do you speak, Valan? The Keeper of Whispers would never be so insolent as to keep the gods waiting when they would share with me their wisdom. Interesting there with a capital T. Why, the mere notion is preposterous, blasphemous even. Hello. Alexander! Whatever are you doing here? My mother sent you? Oh dear heavens. I'm sorry for dragging you into this. As you might suspect, Quinfoot's ranting and raving about the will of the wood again. When he ran off shouting about prophecies, I simply had to follow along to make sure he didn't get himself into any trouble. The V's said we were welcome at any time, of course, but would it kill the man to be a bit more circumspect? Oh, that reminds me. Whatever happened to that squirmy little fellow that Quinfoot, for whatever ungodly reason, believes to be the great certain Aronka? Does it still travel with you, or did it get squashed somewhere along the way? No, it still travels with us. What ignorance is this, Valan? The Divine Protector has returned to slumbering in the nest deep in the heart of Raktika, from which it speaks to me in my dreams even now. No, it's right behind me. Scree! See, told you. I have returned! Oh, great one! Is it truly you? Return to grace your loyal servant with your presence in this time of need? Truly, the wood has answered my pleas. If the great servant has been with you all this time, Alexander, I can only imagine what sort of dreams he's been having. And yet, as skeptical as I am, the V's seem to put stock in his visions. If there's even a hint of truth to them, who knows what we're in for? Well, I know, my good friend, for I have seen 1,000 times in my vision, seen it. The venerable forest is on the verge of entering a new age of harmony, for the great serpent shall let out a mighty cry, and so doing summon forth they who did serve great Ronka in times of eld. Verily, the arrival of the heirs to wisdom ancient and true is nigh at hand. Now is the time. We must follow where the great serpent leads, and in doing so, lay claim to a great future.
Scree?
Gwynford, not again. I'm sorry to impose, Alexander, but would you mind help me go after him? There's only one path forward through the forest, so he shouldn't be too hard to find.
Scree! Scree! Scree!
That's amazing! Since I had the minion out, it left it in the position that it was in the cutscene. That's awesome. Let's go, Great Serpent. He must be around here somewhere. Look, over there in the flower bed. Someone's there. Herat, who speaks? Who are you? And why do you trespass in our sacred forest? Answer me, or we will be dining on the rat stew this night.
Ye cats! Oh, do have mercy! I assure you, yes, most assuredly, that we came in peace.
Put down your arms! If my visions speak true, and I have never known them to speak otherwise, this mousy fellow and his diminutive companion are none other than the descendants of a proud Rongan tribe of old. You are from Slitherbow, yes? One of the so-called Knights Blessed. There you are. Ah, sweet Quintford. Do you take pleasure in driving me mad? Forgive our friend here. He simply cannot control himself sometimes. I'll promise you I'll give him a stern talking to when we get home. Now, Quintford. Friends of the ally of Ronka, are you? You are quite bold, or quite foolish, to rush forward before the spearhead of a Vis, as you did. And who, or what, is this one? I have not seen him, nor any of his ilk before, and yet you say he is descended from a proud tribe of Ronka. Most assuredly so, for I did foresee his coming in a vision granted to me by none other than the great serpent itself.
Scree! Scree? Scree! Look, Father, there's two of them.
You can? Here? I mean, I've got to pick that option, don't I?
Okay, what? I fear you must be mistaken, but this is understandable. After all, my people have lived in hiding for generations. Few, if any, of those on the outside are familiar with our kind. Alas, how far our noble tribe has fallen.
A most auspicious encounter this is, for a friend of the Great Serpent is a friend of ours, yes. Pray, my good sir, do enlighten us as to the name of your most ancient and venerable tribe.
We are the Qitari. You call us an ancient and venerable tribe, and I cannot deny that we are very much that.
The Qitari? That is a name I have heard from my elders, and yet I was told the last Qitari vanished 100 years ago. Those of us born after the flood never paid the stories much heed, but you say that we truly stand before a Qitari in the flesh? However it may be, it is clear that the ally of Ronka and his friends mean us no harm. Let us put down our arms.
Scree, scree!
Scree, y'all!
Father and I come in search of a great artifact of our past. Great stones buried deep in a cave by his father's father's fathers. How many fathers were there again, Father? Scree!
Y'all! How do you say that? Chakurl.
Have you forgotten your manners? It would be untoward not to introduce ourselves to our honored new friends. I am Qitari Natal, of the Qitari. And this is my foolish child, Chakur Kotal. Do forgive us our impropriety. Yes, do forgive us our impropriety. For nigh on a century, our tribe has made its home in the shadow of the light, deep in the forest on the far side of the Kitana Revel, by the rushing waters of the Raktika Falls. We did not always hide in the darkness. This place we now stand was once our home. Then came the fateful day when the skies were flooded with light. Facing certain doom, our fell-bearers fled the forests, but not before a band of the bravest gave their lives to store away our greatest treasures for safekeeping, with the hope that one day their children's children might unearth them anew. These are the artifacts of which my son spoke. The Qitari stelae, mighty stone monoliths engraved with the accumulated knowledge of our people in its entirety.
Of course! It is precisely as I saw in the visions of the Great Serpent bestowed upon me. A proud and ancient tribe of scribes and scholars, the stewards of knowledge of ancient Ronka.
Oh, you are most insightful, my friend. Indeed, we were once known as the Stewards of Note. A title that fittingly described both our duties as keepers of vision knowledge and the surpassing aptitude with which we pursue the task. Our ancestors served proudly as scribes and...
I've never seen that word before.
Scriveners for many a generation of Ronkan emperors. It is a role that came quite naturally to our people. For you see, we are not blessed with the longer lifespan of your kind. Thus, from our earliest days, we have been most meticulous about recording the happenings and learnings of our lives in precise and painstaking detail. The Qitari stele, or more specifically, the carvings and etchings that grace their surfaces, represent the summation of all the knowledge and wisdom we have acquired over the years. They represent, one might say, the collective memory of our people, passed down through the ages from generation to generation. Long have we dreamed of returning here to search for the stones and reclaiming our legacy, and yet nasty sin-eaters and worse stood in our path, making the journey far too perilous to even attempt. Then one day, the skies turned dark. I trembled in fear. Well, there's terror there, I said fear. But next thing I knew, the great serpent was hopping and squirming beside me. He told me that a path through the Revel had been cleared, and we were free to go home at last. Scree! Precisely. And so it was that my boy and I received the blessings of our fellow Qitari, and became the first of our kind in generations to return to this part of the Great Wood. Unfortunately, we were immediately set upon by all sorts of nasty creatures, forcing us to retreat and ponder our course of action.
Where we came upon you and threatened you at spear point. Pray forgive us, allies of Ronka. We knew not who you were, nor all you had suffered to arrive here. You intend to remain here in the Great Wood to search for these stelae of yours, was it? Worry not. We shall tell all of Phantom of you, that you are friends, and not to be harmed. And with that, we must be on our way. Go in peace.
Dear me, but that was a close one, wasn't it? I was all but certain Chakul and I were going to end up skewered. Were it up to me, I would have left the boy behind for his safety, but he is ever a curious one. I would hear nothing of it, and would hear nothing of it. I'm not a child anymore, Father. I am all of 3 summers.
3? When I was 3, I could barely walk straight.
Oh, I do not doubt that is so, good sir. But for our people, the oldest of whom would be lucky to see 20 summers. Shakul here is almost a Qitari grown. But enough about us. If I might change the subject, you know your way around the Great Wood, yes? I have reason to believe that our forefathers buried this stele in a cavern that extends deep into the mountains near the Oxdalen Gap. Perhaps you might be willing to... Scree! Come, Father, we must follow him.
But of course, it all makes sense now. It is the great serpent who guides you, here and now. Here to us and now, together, we must heed its clarion call. Say no more, great stewards of Ronka. It would be our honor to assist you in your noble cause.
That is most kind of you, good sir. In that case, pray allow me to oblige. Let us follow where the Great One leads.
Scree. Ba ba da da. Yeah, I could have used the mount to get here, but walking's more fun.
Scree!
The serpent wriggles and rides about excitedly. It appears most eager to see what lies beyond the sealed cave entrance. The mere sight of the divine protector humbling itself so as to crawl on the ground, that its loyal servants may rediscover and reclaim their proud past, wide-eyed brings a tear to my eye. Wonderful. His visions actually proved true. No, I'll never hear the end of it.
And so, we finally return to this place after 100 years. But what awaits us here? The mere prospect stirs my heart and makes me tremble in anticipation. Father, could this be the place? Let us see now. The mark on the cave's entrance appears to be an ancient Ronkan ward. This is promising and yet problematic. Do allow me to explain. We Qitari worship Oxdalan, god of the dead, and the world below. Our forebears no doubt believed that if they sealed away the stelae deep within the bowels of the land, Dalan himself would watch over them and keep them safe until the day their descendants returned.
Most fascinating. Your knowledge of Ronkan tradition is impressive indeed. However did you manage to know so much, despite your chronicles of history being lost to you for so long?
Many ruins can be found near Actica Falls. Within the wood we have called home since the flood. We have made an effort to explore and excavate them as best we could, that our Ronkan roots would not be entirely forgotten.
A most admirable goal, and one near and dear to my own heart as well. For you see, I am one of the Knights Blessed, who travelled to these parts after the flood. I too have a deep personal interest in the beliefs and traditions of the ancient civilization that once flourished here. In fact, I have done extensive research looking into my own ancestors, and was pleased to discover that I can trace my lineage back to none other than the great sage Dwattle himself. And Alexander here is a true ally of Ronka. Why, as the V's tell it, his coming was foretold by the last emperor himself.
The descendants of Ronka and their allies reunited across the years. Oh, joyous day! This meeting must truly be a gift from the Great Serpent.
I can vouch for Alexander here. He is the very man who drove the Light Warden from these lands. As for the descendants of the great sage what's-his-name, I'd suggest you let at least half of his ramblings go in one ear and out the other.
Could it truly be? But yes, our hero stands before us. We watched your battle in the Ravel from the shadows. The moment you struck down that beast of light, we knew that a new age was nigh. Oh, never have I seen such gallantry and valor. I saw the battle too. Never have I seen such gallantry and valor.
Now it's weird, because he's mixing up the things. That's something I do a lot. Is that an actual thing? Like, I sort of do it on purpose, but not. Where you, like, swap the starts of words. Like, instead of bus stop, it would be stusbop. Because I do that all the time. And I am not really sure what to Google to find out if that's a thing.
At any rate, my good sirs, I am keen to begin the excavation, but I fear it won't be so simple. The warding seal here bars our entrance, and we will have to find a way to break it if we hope to proceed. If what I have gleaned from my research is correct, this will require an object of immense arcane power, relic that will speak to the seal and convey that the Qitari have returned to claim what is ours. An object imbued with the mystical energies of the forest itself. Yes, an object with the glow of the greatwood. As you always say, Father, I shall find it for you. Your enthusiasm is admirable, Jakal. But let us not get ahead of ourselves. This is a perilous place. I have no intention of seeing you get snatched up by some terrible beast. And so I turn to the hero of the revel and the son of Dwartle. My good sirs, might you know of someone who could aid us in our search?
Yeah! You can trust me. I'm a miner.
Oh, lucky day! Clearly you are not merely a hero on the battlefield, but a man of many tales indeed. We would be ever so indebted to you if you could we could impose upon you just this once. Yes, we would be most indebted. And my good madam? Or was it sir? Father, I can never tell which is which. Enough prattling, Jakal. We must find a way to open this portal at once, that we might summon our fellow stewards here and begin the searching for the stele in earnest. Oh, ally of Ronka, Qitari Nettle of the Qitari bows down and beseeches you. Will you lend us your aid and help my people reclaim our long-lost legacy? I promise you the debt will not go unpaid. I realize I ask much of you, and so soon after we met. Needless to say, pray take as much time as you require to consider our offer. Should you be inclined to offer your strength and wisdom to us, just say the word. After the battle, the skies went dark. I could hardly believe my eyes. After all, I've never seen the what's the opposite of day again? Scree!
Is there anything you can't do? No wonder Master Matoya is so happy to have you around. The descendants of the proud Qitari emerged from the shadows to reclaim their legacy after a century. Mighty stone monoliths inscribed with the wisdom of the ages. Why, I could just feel the wondrous secrets of ancient Ronka stirring me to the depths of my soul.
I am happy to greet you again, my good sir. What say you? Have you given any thought to my entreaty?
The ally of Ronka stands with you. The ally of Ronka has more important things to do. The ally of Ronka stands with you. Powerfully spoken, Alexander. Truly this shall mark a new dawn in the annals of Ronkan history. As the great sage is my witness, I say, let the Qitari rise to glory anew.
We are truly in your debt, ally of Ronka. I entrust the vital task of finding an object with the glow of the greatwood to you. As for where to begin your search...
Leave that to me, my long-snouted friend. Did you mayhap notice that the serpent your dear Chakal brought along has a rather distinctive pattern of scales on its most exquisite body? I have reason to believe that this pattern will indeed lead us to that which we seek.
Scree!
Hark unto the serpent's cry, and know that the points of light and that glow amidst the stripes represent those precise spots where the ether that flows through the greatwood is most densely concentrated. Behold, here in the northwestern reaches of the blind forest of Ixmaya, conveniently marked by this slimy little scar, we can see what is doubtless a convergence of sorts. If anywhere, it is there we will find a specimen of sufficient power to breach the seal.
Oh, if the son of Dwaddle says it is so, then surely it would behoove us to pay heed. When you return with the relic, pray let your call see it at once. I would have my boy gain first-hand knowledge of the wisdom of his forefathers. Father says, with you on our side, we're sure to open the door and begin the X-vacation any time now. Scree scree!
The serpent wriggles and rides about excitedly. It appears eager to see what lies beyond the sealed cave entrance.
Have you any luck finding the relic we seek, good sir? I do not mean to hurry you, but I would very much like to get on with the excavation before I die of old age.
The great serpent has spoken. Yes, it is as clear to me as a clarion call from the heavens. Ancient etheric energy will be summoned forth, and the door shall open, revealing a pathway of great secrets, two great secrets of the past. I don't put much stock in Quintford's ramblings, but even a madman can stumble upon a fragment of truth from time to time. As for whether whatever you find will serve our purposes, well, I guess we'll have to see, won't we? Let's see, where are we heading? I thought you said northwest. Do 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 do. Ba 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 da. Do 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 do. Oh my god! I actually came here for once when the fate activated! Since I seem to always come here when the particle effects are happening. But never like actually when the fate's active. Not that I'm gonna do it. It's just like, oh my god, I haven't seen that since Shadowbringers started. Alright, let's see. Wind crystal, shimmering quartz. Easy as that. Bam 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 ba 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 do 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 do. The sun needs to come out. I want more lahis. I mean, this music's lovely, but it's not lahi.
You have returned! And what's this? Do I see something glowing on your person?
Shimmering quartz, a curious stone that glistens faintly in your hand.
Why, it's beautiful! Oh, thank you, sir, madam. Or was it madam, sir? Now, father says I need simply point it at the door and...
Stewards of Nord. Let's see then. Right.
My word! It opens! How splendid! Splendiferous! Oh my god, it's quite a fall! Traitorous indeed! Look, father, the seal is broken. It has, Chakal, it has. And with this, after 100 years, we stand on the verge of reclaiming our legacy. But our task has only begun. There will be digging, yes, much digging, and delving. We must relay the triumphant tidings to our tribesmen, and summon them here to assist in the excavation. Yes, from this day the stewards will not rest until a new page in the annals of Qitari history has been writ. Do not worry, father. I will work as hard as any steward to reclaim our lesser-gi. Or Sir Madam Alexander, you will help us in our quest, yes?
Always happy to help. Don't be jumping round and round like that next to the big hole, though. Sorry, enjoying. Sealed tight for a century, the door to the ancient cave now lies open, and the Qitari excavation effort can begin in earnest.
Good, Alexander. You must meet my mother. Mother will be running the camp and seeing everything is order. Isn't that right, Mother? Yes? My son speaks true. Reclaiming our history is about more than grand discoveries or ancient artifacts. There is much that must be done to ensure we can go about our daily lives in this place. And so, I would call upon you for aid from time to time, if you would not be disinclined to help us.
But of course! Will the steward's excavation effort succeed? Will the lost stele of the Qitari return to the light, that young Chakal might one day know the wisdom of his ancestors? Or are ancient secrets destined to stay forever shrouded in darkness? Only the gods know.
Scree! Scree!
Beast Tribe quest complete. The Stewards! Beast Tribe quest unlocked. Your reputation is increased to friendly. You have achieved friendly reputation with the Qitari. Qitari Beast Tribe quests are now available from Qitari Pasol at Hoppy's Stopple. Furthermore, you may purchase wares from Ukurl Mani or Mano. With my compliments. I knew it! I knew they'd do that. I'm surprised that it's not like covered or something. Do 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 do. Ba 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 ba. So we just have materia there now. Ooh, lots of equipment. Ba 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 ba. Handy, lots of that equipment. Do 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 do. Also other handy things. Alright, as we always do, let's take our 3 bonus quests. Power to the vegetables, making sense and rational thinking. Power to the vegetables. Qitari Pasol would send you on an errand to Sithaval.
Thanks to Master Velan's kind introduction, we were able to establish friendly relations with this good folk of Slitherbow. To mark the occasion, we presented them with our special fertilizer. So happy were they with the gift, they asked if they could have more. Oh yes, we now have an arrangement in place where we provide fertilizer to the settlement in exchange for fresh vegetables. If you're not otherwise occupied, Master Alexander, would you mind taking some fertilizer and using it on the crops at Slitherbow? When you have finished, please report to a woman named Urzabel.
Making sense. Qitari Pasol has a nose for perfumes.
You're doubtless aware, Master Alexander, that we Qitari possess eminently keen noses. Even in pitch-black darkness, we can discern one of our own from another and locate them.
However, the caverns we explore can be filled with strange gases that confuse our sense of smell. To cut through this haze, we've taken to using a special perfume, which I would concoct with your assistance. At Muriel's regret, it is possible to find amber, a key ingredient in the perfume. Will you not mind 3 pieces for me? That will suffice to make a goodly batch of the stuff, to keep us safe during our explorations. Much obliged, good sir. Rational thinking. Qitari Pasol has a passion for rations. Once we descend into the caverns, you'll appreciate that it isn't always practical to return to the surface to satisfy every bodily whim. In light of this, I provide our workers with some rations to take with them, and I'd be grateful if you could assist me by obtaining an ingredient. Scorpions are what I require. 3 ought to do nicely. You'll find them if you search in the husk. As they say, Master Alexander, one can't work on an empty stomach, much less when one isn't down in the caverns. So please bring me the ingredient. Alright. Let's see. So Slitherbow. Scent. Right, so let's teleport to Slitherbow. Qitari fertilizer. Made with a time-honored Qitari recipe, this fertilizer has found favour with the denizens of Slitherbow. Qitari Pasol sent you to fertilize our crops, did she? My thanks for your trouble. I know not how the Qitari make this stuff, but in all my years, I have not seen any fertilizer work as effectively as this. It makes our vegetables grow like a charm, and we're all too happy to share the harvest with our Qitari friends. Please see this delivered to them. Easy peasy. It's daytime. Da 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 ba da. Oh, I'm so happy that it's in the Raktika Great Wood. La he. He. Ba 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 ba. Do 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 do. Oops, went too far. Do 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 do. Splendid scorpion. How am I mining for that? Dwelling in rocky areas, the scorpion is splendidly hard and promises to impart this quality to those who devour it. Fair enough. Do 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 ba 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 da ba da ba da ba ba da bam. And then mine some amber. Ba ba da ba. I am curious now how this differs if you used fishing instead. Do 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 do. Ba 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 ba. Nope, can't go that way. They can do 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 bum 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 ba bum do 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 bum 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 bum. La he do 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 da. Yes, so we want 3 ambers. I'm also intrigued as to how good this is going to be for leveling up, hence why you'll probably have noticed that I'm level 70, not 80. I mean, yeah, I could have grinded it out for the extra 10 levels, but it was obviously going to be 70 this unlocked. And it's interesting to see just how good things are for actually leveling up. Because generally they're pretty good. I know that the Moogle ones were quite good for the leveling up of it.
Welcome back, good sir. Might I ask if you have the vegetables?
Indeed I do. Silabao vegetables. Colourful bounty of vegetables freshly harvested from the plots of Silabao.
My, such splendid crops these are. Fairly bursting with the land's vitality. They are a blessing from Dalan himself. Everyone will be overjoyed for this treat. My dear husband not least of all.
So you get 60 and 1 Qitari compliment, or acorns. That's a big number.
You've returned with what I seek, and no mistake. Now, if I might examine it.
Splendid amber, an ingredient used by the Qitari to make their splendid perfumes.
My, such a potent smell! This will serve most splendidly, oh yes. With a spot refining, it will make a scent that is unmistakable in the caverns. 'Tis time once again to put my skills as a pure perfumer to use.
Oh, and we get a cordial out of it. Cool. Alright, that's already 1 level.
Welcome back, Master Alexander.
Did you put your procurement efforts meet with success? Splendid scorpions.
Oh, such lovely scorpions they are. And this one almost stung me, the cheeky fellow. But it won't be stinging anyone after I've fried it up to a crisp. Oh no. With that, I shall set about the preparations at once. My thanks for your kind assistance, good sir.
And another cordial. Alright. Qitari. So as you can see, you get 180. So that would be 360 because obviously if you do this early enough in the day, you can do 2 days on the first day. So it'll be the 3rd day. So tomorrow, that we unlock the next set of quests. Awesome.
Scree scree!
Serpent lets out a high-pitched cry. It would appear that it is encouraging the Qitari excavators to delve deeper.
I am pleased to report that we have begun a preliminary investigation of the first level of the tunnels below. I am optimistic that we shall find signs of the first Stella before long. I simply cannot wait to see what will be found in the caves next. Truth be told, I can barely contain my excitement.
Bum ba ba bum bum ba da ba. Do 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 do. I don't think there's any other hidden things to look at. Though that's quite interesting. That looks like a creature, doesn't it? Like if you look at here as like the head and legs and the body. So this is where we are. This is the entrance we've made. It goes into a cavern which leads down here, which is some of the Stella, I guess. Down there, and that looks like a building of some sort. I wonder if we'll actually get to explore. I hope so. Like as it goes on, we might get access to be able to go in and see these areas, because the Fae had a whole area, so it'll be interesting to have something like that. Like obviously this area is going to improve as we go on. That's just like standard. But it would be cool to have like that extra little thing as well. And with that, right, if you're not going to stay still, I'm going to stand next to your brother. Or also you? Hard to say. Anyways, with that, thank you very much for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for more with the Qitari, which so far I'm really enjoying. But yeah, bye bye!